Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Raids Week 31, Day 6. So today, we have pretty much everything done as far as weeklies. We ended up finishing out Bounty Hunter yesterday. We've had raids done for a couple days now. So the only main thing to do now is go level up some hero classes as we still are trying to get that up. The last hero class in the game is going to be added this month, of course. Exact date is, I don't know. I could go double check real quick. But yeah, we almost have every hero class in the game, so unless they're going to be adding and expanding upon that to some degree, we won't really need to worry about getting more XP in the near future, so that'll be pretty good. Let's see, let's go check that real quick, as I just mentioned it. Let's see, it is, the last hero class in the game is coming on the 17th, which is in 12 days, apparently, which is 2 Fridays from now. Not next Friday, but the following Friday. So we are really close to every hero class in the game. And unless they expand the system in some way, it's going to become increasingly easier to get all the hero classes maxed, as they are not adding any more, because they likely won't be after that unless they're expanding out the system. There isn't really anything that's going to be making it any harder. So you just constantly keep accumulating over time and get them all maxed, hopefully soon. We're getting there. We have, I believe, only 6 hero classes left? Somewhere around there. And we're currently working on Night. The main reason why we're working on Night is mostly because of the kingdom over here is at 18 stars. So if it ever gets 2 troops, then we'll be able to go and get it to max, because a level 20 kingdom does require the hero class to be level 100. If you ever needed a reason to get a hero class up, that is one thing to consider if you haven't been getting up some of the useless ones like Knight and others, is yeah, if the kingdom ever does reach 20 stars, it will require level 100 to get it to 20 stars. And 20 stars is pretty relevant whenever they do start rolling into the game, as 20 stars is one whole additional stat. And if that starts rolling in through several different kingdoms, that is going to start being a lot of various stats. But anyways, other than that, we'll probably be messing around with the new Mythic, of course. Of course, we got that the other day. Still pretty decent. It's in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. Unfortunately, there's no timer here, but it does reset on next week's Friday. So you still have about 5.5 days to go do that. So basically until the end of Thursday you have. So if you get any keys on Monday and you still want to get her, if you haven't already gotten her, you can go and throw all your Glory Gem Guild and VIP keys at her this Monday. And hopefully end up getting her then if you don't end up getting her this weekend, if you haven't already tried. But anyways, let's go ahead and just start off by clearing out some dailies real quick. Get our quick kills on these. Obviously bringing out Rowan with whatever hero class we want to go level up, which currently is Knight. But hope all of you have been having a wonderful day so far. So who's here right now? Hello, Army X-Tube. Hello, Bill. Hello, Defiant. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Scout. Hello, I have no clue how to say that name, but welcome. Hello, Drock Savage. And hello, Tyrity. Welcome all. I will throw that down. And he's already dead. There we go. One down. Many more to go. Nothing really too good off Adventure Board. I feel like Adventure Board lately just kind of went down a little bit. We were getting a lot of deeds for a little while there. But nothing too good recently. Though we did get that 150 gems off of the top one. However, the top one's different for everyone. So it's not the same. Hello, Sippleman. Welcome. Welcome. What do we need here? Fortunately, no extra turn green or blue, so let's go for our explosion. And just kill a split. Hello, Liz! Welcome! Hope you've been doing well. What do we need? Probably just explode. Again, not a good starting board. No extra turns for us to this quick take. Always looking for those, for the good value. Of course, now when we end the battle, there's one there. Doesn't help us when we already have full mana, though. That's good to hear. And hello, Clarence. Welcome. Yeah, today's been a pretty relaxing weekend, I would say, overall. Okay, grab the last little bit of our gems. And there we go. That's what we want to see. Get that instant extra turn. Save us those seconds per battle. Always good to see. Also, these Tradestone ones are so useless. That isn't, though. Actually, that Glory Gnome, if it drops 1,000 Glory, actually would have given better value than the entirety of Venture Board. Only 200. Why you gotta do that? I was waiting for that 1,000. Oh well. Not that big a deal. But her 1,000 drop would have been more than this entire game mode for loot, Or at least for today, anyways. Actually, even our 500 might have been enough. Unfortunately, we did only get 200. But hey, 200 is better than nothing. Still has about a 9-10 gem value on 200 glory. Alright, we'll just let him poke. Poke him back. Dead. Fortunately, no immediate poke back, so let's go for that. Oh, whoop. Hasn't aligned, is it? Whoops. That didn't quite do anything. There we go. I thought it was. Apparently not. Not that big a deal, though. There we go. 1 down. Clear our dungeons. Then we'll go mess with the other mythic a little bit. Overall, mythic's been okay. Haven't found it to be, like, excessively broken. It's definitely a strong troop that's worth considering to have. I feel like it's a little bit weaker than it seemed like it would have been. I feel like. And I think the main thing that's contributing to that is just there's a lot of hard counters out there that are really common to her. Like, a lot of the things that are really commonly used are hard counters to her, which is slightly problematic in quite a few teams. You can build around it a little bit if you're not going into pure color. But again, one of her biggest purposes seem to be mostly Guild Wars. The fact that there's such a wide range of counter for her makes her slightly weaker. She's still definitely worth it, though, to go out every way to get. Especially since she's the better mythic from Stormheim. And since you're going to need to get a mythic from Stormheim anyways, you might as well get the better one. Kind of like the whole thing that ended up happening with the Queen of Sin? Yeah, it was Queen of Sin, I believe. Where she wasn't, like, excessively good, but she was still had unique aspects that was good enough, and she was the better mythic from the kingdom. So instances like that is generally where it's worth going for, and this is one of those instances. But even without that, just the fact that it's extra turn mythic does have potential. Extra turn on the mythic is obviously really, very strong, regardless of what its ability is. Just the fact that it has that as a mythic tends to be okay. I'm just finding it doing very, very bad against freeze. Even when trying to use some cleanse, can struggle with it. It also seems to be really, really bad against life and death, which obviously you guys know is very excessively common. However, you probably see life and death less in Guild Wars than you do in PvP defend. Mostly because in PvP defend, they can just set one team the entire time. And most people will probably, or more people, would set like life and death the entire time. Whereas in something like Guild Wars, you have to switch it up day to day. And while some guilds might do life and death on different days, meaning that you would have to face them multiple different days, it is less likely that you would have it like literally every single battle. Though still possible, of course. Especially if a guild decides, oh, this day will go life and death. And then like almost everyone else in the guild ends up following after, of course. Which can be a little problematic. But yeah, Bounty Hunter's still going. Obviously, we've already finished it out, but leaderboard's still there if you want to try for a leaderboard. Pretty sure it's already over like 400,000 by now. It's getting there. You only need 250,000 to get all rewards, though, which, of course, is where we end up stopping. And end up working out pretty well. And that was for, what was that, 770 gems? Yeah, I believe it was 770 gems to get that far. Anyways, let's mess with some PvP with this thing. Fortunately, some spell reduction there. And life and death. It's hard counter. Oh, no. Is that an orb? It's not an orb weaver life and death, though, so it's not as bad. Where's the apothecary version? I guess we'll stick with that for now. Where did the apothecary go? Did I save it over Diabolus class? Yes, I did. The Diabolus class, as this. I never bothered renaming it. Oh, so hello, Grant. Welcome. What's the best way to search for your pure faction teams? Probably to search for each pure faction video. So if you go to my channel, go to the search bar, and quite literally just type in the kingdom. I mean the faction. It should bring up a video on it. Let me go test it right now. So if I go to my channel, let's see. Gosh, why must YouTube make it so hard to get to your own channel? Let's see. If I go to my channel by going in here and then going in here, then going in here, there we go. View channel. So if I go over to my channel, or anyone does, you'll notice a search bar over to the right. If you don't immediately see it, scroll through the options there, where it has like things like videos and playlists and community and all that. Scroll all the way over to the right where there's a search bar, and then just type in the kingdom. So right here we'll go, or faction I mean. So how about we do, I don't know, what's one that came out somewhat recently? And I guess it doesn't really matter. How about Sea of Sorrows? So that one was from a while ago, but Sea of Sorrows. So we type in Sea of Sorrows. And boom, it's the first video that comes up with that search. But yeah, and then there's a video there. I do keep in mind some of the older factions, the teams might be a little bit more dated, like Sea of Sorrows. But the more recent it is, the more relevant the teams probably are. However, the teams would likely still work. Very few of them are old meta. They just might not be as effective as teams that are currently used. as some of them are from a year ago or so. And of course, what existed a year ago is a bit different than what exists now, as far as everything in the game. That's still applicable in most situations. So, hello, Zex! Welcome. Only 2. Come on, get more hits than that. You know you want to. Let's see, we'll go for that for now. Now clean it up and he's dead. There we go. But yeah, I didn't want to have to switch this team, but it does seem to be effective enough that might as well use it, because it covers the really big gap that you have with cleanse, the cleanse issue, and without having to go like Cedric's or anything. Oh, I keep calling it Cedric's. I mean Orpheus. Instead of having to go Orpheus's cleansed metal, you can just end up going Apothecary, which ends up working out quite nicely. But we'll go for extra turn there. Keep poking him down. We actually had alignment on the previous board. Now we don't, or at least not as good of an alignment. So we'll go for that on blue, I guess. Not as good, but we can make it work. I don't think we have a Cascade. Actually, yes, we do. We'll grab that. Get all that mess, and then he's dead. That should be killed. And he is. You did search on Hive, and it wasn't there? It should be. What's the actual name of the Hive faction? Even just typing in Hive might bring it up. Did I not put the word Hive in the search terms? I normally remember to. Also, if you ever look up a word of the event, you can normally find it too. Like if you type in the event's name. Let's see, if I type in the word Hive, it's the second option that comes in, Deep Hive. If I just type in the word Hive to my own thing. Or sorry, it's the third option. The 2 that came before it were the 2 live streams that we did. Around the time of the Hive, because they both had the word Hive in it. But yeah, I'm typing the word Hive in it, and it's the third one that comes up. And the other ones that come up were the live streams that we did related to it, which will also have info, but would be way, way longer. Oh, so hello, Captain! I'll move that over. Get a mountain. And we can kill it or whatever. So let's go throw a bomb at it. Or throw a skull at the bomb, I mean. There we go. What's next? What do we have? Lamps! The Golden Lamps by Mr. Nice Guy. Well, he is pretty nice sitting Lamps as his team. So that is a very true name. He said all treasure as his team. Well, let's go claim that loot. I find it rather funny that one of the most meta things to set as your defend is treasure. It's like, hey, here's a free loot room in your PvP. I wonder if they did that deliberately with that. Because they knew people would set like really weak defend teams. So it's like, oh, let's just set treasure to make it like a treasure room defend. Or, you know, in PvP. Because people are going to do it anyways. I wish they would just incentivize setting strong defend teams in PvP. That actually have diversity. Rather than just spamming the same like, strongest meta all the time. Like maybe some kind of benefit. Like let's say if you use the event troop in your defend team, you will get, I don't know, some amount of extra resources in some way, shape, or form every single time you get a win. Or just in general. Just for the sake of setting it to something different. Also, did we just lose? Pretty sure we did. That just... He killed my mythic. Should I main damage source on that team? Might as well just restart. The amount of time it's going to take to try to win that battle, even if it would take too long. Not worth it. Not worth at all. Yeah, hopefully I have a good cast here. We could probably get it on blue. By probably, I mean 100% with that many on the board. Gosh, I'll take a go over. Hopefully that split should kill it. It does. 3 hits. Zugaf's almost dead. Should have a good apothecary here. We'll just do it on green for now. Yeah, 4. That's what we like to see. Max 4 hits. Very nice. Great amount of damage there. Okay, what do we need next? Let's grab brown for now. Take the other brown. Get a mountain going. That died. That's problematic. We'll try for green sky. Didn't get it. Actually, just gave him skulls. All that did. Take a green surge. Hopefully, get a good apothecary here. We are really close to death. He's using a lot of extra turn right now too. Luckily, that does bypass submerge, so we didn't get too much value out of it. Go for explosion. Probably go for another explosion before we do cover for that. Go for it again. Have apothecary follow up, and he's dead. There we go. Made a bit of a comeback there. Luckily, with that many extra turns, it can. It's not infinite, but it does gain a lot of value from those extra turns. Oh yeah, was Isabel actually there the previous stream? We actually 5-starred in Animal Crossing, our village. We killed Isabel kept wanting to kill trees. Not Isabel in chat, but Isabel in Animal Crossing. So we had to kill 521 trees, one at a time, until Isabel was happy. And then she was. And then we got 5-star. I planted too many trees, and then I had to kill all the trees. Also, I finished through that one game for my first playthrough as well. For one step from Eden. Got through my first run. With the easiest character on the easiest game mode. Or the only game mode, because there's only normal as the easiest. But, yeah, the final battle was hard on that thing. Really quick paced game. Very enjoyable. Let's see, we'll grab that for now. Grab the other thing. And dead off anything. Here, I'll just have that. Also, first day in a while, we streamed 3 different games as well. As far as actually separating all 3 streams. What do we grab here? I'll take the brown for now, just to get Mountain Crusher, ideally. Get our other brown over there. Oh, what am I doing? He's using Mountain. I mean, he's using Firebomb, so we can just let him die. But it's so weird that PvP is just a combination of the worst teams in the game and the best teams in the game. Because the worst teams in the game are the best teams in the game for PvP defense. And some people just like saying the best teams in the game, because why not? It's such a weird mix of both of them. Of pretty much the easiest and hardest battles you'll ever have. Because there's only 2 types of teams generally in PvP and endgame. There are people deliberately setting the weakest possible team. And there's people deliberately setting the most meta, overpowered teams in the entire game. There is almost no in-between these days. It's either ultra easy or ultra hard. I miss those in-between ones. If you go to the lower level range, they'll be in between, but then you'll have a stark level advantage, or at least stat advantage normally. If you go down a bit, assuming your stats are already high. Go for Mountain. Get a convert there. Go for our other guarantee extra turn. Hopefully he dies here. However, he is stunned, so Whip Spinner's not as threatening when it's stunned. No triple damage for it, nor web. Okay, we should hopefully be able to get a good apothecary here, and we can on red, so we'll do so. And we'll cast it again, hopefully get 4 hits. We got 3, close, but then we just take it out with that, and we're good to go. Yeah, we'll take Truffle. Again, another meta team, as to be expected. Even with Doomed Glaive and everything. What hero class was it using? Not using the right hero class, though. Looks like he's trying to level up Plague and accidentally left the on the defend team. This is what it looks like to be. Netter really wanted more disease to boost ratio the Truffle. One thing that's probably overlooked a lot on him, he does actually have a boost ratio on how many gems he creates. It's something that's almost never applicable, but he does get more gem spawn when the enemy is poisoned or diseased. So he does end up getting a bonus from that. And he gets the disease of random enemy on 4 times, 5 times. But I feel like the poison more so is the overlooked aspect. It actually does have a double boost ratio. which is very rarely used because most teams that go with them obviously don't carry poison generally. You're enjoying some peanuts for me? No. They are poison. Stop enjoying them. Any suggested team build with Mistralus for Guild War Yellow? Oh, you mentioned one during the video. I forget which one I actually have set. I believe I ended up doing it with an Aquaticus. Basically like in a yellow Aquaticus with it. I was originally going to build it more into Goblin Rocket, into extra turn spam with a bunch of various other things. But I did end up ultimately building it into this team. This team right here. Which is Elemental Bow, Mistralus, Aquaticus, and Furnace. So right off the bat, we'll go for that. Get extra turn, luckily, off of there. Go again, Elemental Bow out, and hopefully not miss. Take that first because we can. Throw that down first because we should. Oh, whoops, we're frozen on it. Whoops. Do be careful. She does not get to maintain extra turn if she is frozen there. Ooh, that Zugaf got some pretty good value. Quite unfortunate. Did that to try for the purple. What else can we try throwing down? I guess we'll try for the... Kind of want to get Furnace to full mana. We are frozen on blue, so I might as well take that for a 3 if we're going to bother taking it. Furnace really needs full mana right about now. In this given situation. Like we have it right there. And now anything kills it. And Elemental Bow will count as anything, or Skull. So he lost one to Death Mark and one to Instant Kill, but still came through. And that was the yellow one I ended up mentioning. So you can try building around Goblin Rock and other yellow extra turns. And it'll still end up working out pretty well. I was also considering putting it with Gurgolfa, but I found it had a little bit too much of a mana conflict. However, you can still kind of make it work. It's obviously really tanky. It works great for mana accumulation in that kind of team. Most of the builds I end up going more so for Mountain Crusher though, of course. Because Mountain Crusher is normally better than Gurgolfa, but still a great option. Yeah, we'll explode it. Get our value in there. Also, hello Chad! Welcome! Welcome, welcome. Oh, I need a double poke. She would get some more. Luckily he's killed with that skull and he's dead. Easy as that. I should have done that with a 5 times and would have went down to the Doom Skull as well. I like it would have mattered or would have died either way. String Fiddler teams. I thought String Fiddler teams would end up being used more. He was nerfed like twice around the time he was basically added, so that's one of the main reasons why he's not used more. But, oh no, he's used in a couple loop teams. One of which I actually showed in the 2019 video that I still haven't done yet. Need to very, very, very soon. I hope to have that recorded this Monday, actually. The video going over, what's it called? The video going over, gosh, the video going over the 2019 teams, which are all still applicable, by the way. But I did want to recap that. Mostly because all those teams are still applicable. The ones that became available as of last year. Don't die! Now one of them actually does use String Fiddler, which is why I mentioned that. Only 2, what are you doing? There we go. With our 20 bit of gems there. After this, we'll go and start getting Knight up. Need to get at least 1 Knight level today. Not sure how close we even are to next level. I assume we still need like 3/4 a bar. When you started watching your stream, you were at 100s behind, now 100s ahead. Wait, in what? When you started watching your stream, You were hundreds behind. Now hundreds ahead. Oh, you mean as far as your current level in game? Nice. I assume that's what you mean by hundreds. Yeah, I haven't been really EXP farming much lately. And the really good old EXP method that used to exist in the game actually doesn't exist anymore. You used to be able to set higher EXP rates by doing challenges. However, when challenges changed, the really high EXP rate that existed in the game actually was removed. It was probably one of the biggest resources that was actually nerfed indirectly, even though it wasn't really their intention to nerf that one as much. EXP rates actually were nerfed as of, gosh, how long ago was that? Like 9 months ago? Whenever that rework to challenges ended up happening. It was sometime last year. But when that happened, it actually did greatly nerf by, I would say about 25 to almost 40% the rate at which you could obtain EXP. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for my Explore team. Where'd it go? Somewhere's in this mess. There it is. So how much more XP do we need for our next level? We need... Yep, that's what I thought. It's a little bit in there. It's probably mostly actually from Adventure Board, actually. Where we got that. I definitely want to make sure we gain at least one level on it. One level a day is good progress for them. Keep chipping them up. Let's see. We'll throw that down. I totally isolated. Yeah, I haven't gone out for a while. Other than food that other week, I haven't been out for, since then. Like, if you don't count going out for food, I don't think I've been out since I had to renew my, my ID. Which was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, luckily I almost guarantee do not have coronavirus. I have allergies because of the season, because it's spring, and when that hit, it hit really hard. Which is why I was all sniffling coffee a bit there. But, nope, no virus, and hopefully it stays that way. If you were only able to focus on the game, your level would be a lot higher. Yeah, of course, if you play Gems of War for like 6-8 hours a day, you would gain a lot more XP, that's for sure. Because my average these days is probably like 3 per day, 3 hours per day. If you average across all the time throughout the week. Some days more, some days less. After 14 days alone, you finally get to go back to work for Thursday and Friday. Nice. You've never seen a person happier to go to work. I take a lot of time to answer questions and generally getting distracted. That's true. That is true. Because a lot of my playtime these days is through streaming. And with that playtime, I do get very easily distracted, that is for sure. And of course, it's not the same as like adamantly just focusing on the game and playing as well. Which you would play a lot quicker normally. Like this team can get as quick as 4 wins per minute. Even ever so slightly quicker than that. However, generally on stream, it's closer to 3 wins per minute. Just because of multitude of factors. So, hello, analyst. Welcome. No one can get more distracted than Salty. Ta. Yeah, Salty can get pretty distracted as well. Oh, this week will be the first time you finished in top 100. Congrats. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oddly enough, finishing 100 to 50 is actually the best thing to do in PvP. I assume you meant PvP when you said top 100. I'm not sure which leaderboard you're referring to. But yeah, if you are referring to PvP, falling within 100 to 50 is actually the best reward. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's the area where it gives the most amount of epic ingots. And of all the ingots in the game right now, epic is actually the rarest one, oddly enough. So I believe that falls to the highest amount of epics. Pretty sure it is. Rank rewards. Yes, it is. Falling 100 to 50 does fall within, or 100 to 51, I should say, falls within the highest reward. This is actually the best reward you can get other than first place. But assuming you're not going for first place, 100 to 51 is actually the best reward out of all the reward tiers for PvP. As weird as that may seem, but it is the case. It's still a pretty small amount of loot, but it's better than nothing. Nothing else. We'll go for that for now. Get our splitty splits. Kill out the mini boss. Higher in the 50s, nice. Very, very nice. You tried telling that to Salty on Wednesday, and she was having none of that? Wait, what did you try telling her on Wednesday? Wait, what were you referring to, Bill? Oh, about rewards for PvP. Well, what was she saying about it? I didn't actually catch the Wednesday stream at all. Even though I think I made mention of it on my stream. Oddly enough. But yeah, PvP rewards have been underwhelming forever. The reward for winning a battle in PvP has always been good. But the reward for leaderboard in PvP ever since it was made has always been bad. Even though it's been tweaked a couple times. The only exception to that is when ingots first came out, the leaderboard was pretty sought after, because at the time there was not really any other way to get a lot of trait stones, or not trait stones, but those ingots. So you basically had to spam PvP a bunch in order to get them, and yeah, that's basically what you just had to do to get more. So you not only would get them off a leaderboard, but you'd also get them just from doing PvP. And when they were first introduced, PvP was actually really, really big for that. And getting a leaderboard for it. But then it kind of died down as Delves came out into the game. Because then that covered all the legendary and mythic ones to a high degree. It still made epics really hard to get, but made every other one pretty easy. These commons, rares, and ultra rares were already easy. Legends and mythics were made to be ultra easier than they were before. Like exponentially easier. With the addition of factions. And then of course, what's it called? And then this leaves epics left behind, basically. However, that did finally get picked up a couple months ago, or several months ago, when they ended up doing that Guild War change at the end of last year. And with that change, they ended up bringing in a decent amount of benefit to actually having another way of gaining epics. Because prior to that, there wasn't really a consistent way of getting them. But now you can offer guild tasks. It might be a guild task that a lot of people might not be able to do, but is definitely a way to get them, nonetheless. It helps fill that gap a little bit. Grant, I'm not quite sure what you're trying to ask by that question. How can one change your defend team on your profile PvP status? I hope I explained myself clearly. You mean the PvP team for your normal PvP? So if you're doing your defend team for PvP, you go under PvP, you go under defend, and then you change this team right here. I believe that's what you're asking. But yeah, you go under PvP, defend, and change that team. And that's what your defend team is. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. Delve should give either less ingots and more other stuff, or more regular spread of ingots. Yeah, it does seem really weird that they're only legendary and mythic. However, you do have to keep in mind, the way that you get the spread is more so off the random drops, which is how they kind of structured it. in that you'd get all the spread from random drops, but you'd get the higher ones off of actually completing things out. Because you have to keep in mind, you get quite a bit per day. We get, how many is it? 36 random ingots per day. That's basically as if we did like 36 PvP battles, as far as the drop table that he has. Because I believe it's the exact same as what a ingot would give you in PvP if you want to battle. So that's quite a bit. It's basically like 20 or 36 free PvP battles per day, as far as how it scales with the ingots. So I think that's kind of how they structured it. Oops, definitely don't want to bring that there. Go bring that back to Zhejian. Go get a free XPs. Go get this thing leveled. Salty and Kaka quality of life issue for PvP rewards. Could you talk with the team about this? What is the most sought after ingot? Answer, the epic ingot. Of course. Epic is by far the one that most people go for, because it's the one that's added the least into the game relative to how many you actually need. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I don't mess with PvP much. PvP is a really weird mix of the best and worst teams in the entire game, where both sides are all the same repeats. The meta is used over and over again, whatever it is at a given moment in time, and the other meta for extremely cheap, easy to lose defend teams are also set up, like firebomb, stuff like that. Those 4 times treasures we saw earlier. But yeah, PvP has always had a diversity of defend problem, and I hope they do address it eventually. It's had a lot of problems as far as rewards and other things, but probably one of the biggest things plaguing it right now is a lack of diversity. It's what ended up plaguing Guild Wars as well, and then they end up taking my suggestion actually and fixing it to some capacity. In that I basically said that there should be like some kind of what did I end up saying? I know I ended up saying something, and they basically implemented something almost exactly the same, but it was like something to force diversity for them, and then they end up adding the whole you have to set them based on color kind of thing, which is how they basically went about it. And while that wasn't a perfect fix for it, the way they implement it was at least a nice, decent fix for it, if nothing else. You know, I still wish they would go a little bit further with it. But PvP doesn't have anything like that. There really needs to be some kind of incentive in PvP to either set one of the troops of the week, or to set the team of the week, or something. Well, maybe not the team of the week. When that ended up happening when 2.0 came out, that was just too overpowered. Because they had 50% extra stats rather than the current 20% they had. And it was just too strong. Like, every single team you saw was whatever the weekly thing was. But still, they need to do something to kind of incentivize, like, oh, here's a new glory troop. Use this on your defend, and you get whatever every single time. Or, you know, just in general. Maybe, like, per day or whatever. However they divvy it up. But some kind of benefit needs to be done for more diversity into PvP. Otherwise, everyone will keep running the 2 sides of the meta. Kafragua was like, she still needs legendary ingots. And you were like, she doesn't play enough delves. That's pretty true. I think mythics actually max out before legendary, though. However, she still needed mythics as well, then yeah, it definitely would be. But, yeah, if you play this game actively, I would say it would take you about half a year to a year, probably closer to half a year, to no longer need mythic or legendary ingots if you play delve during that time. So do keep in mind, some people don't play delves until later into the game, just because delves have very, very few benefits early on. However, one of them is the traits, the ingots they end up getting for it. When is soon? Soon is soon TM. That's how soon is. Soon is always soon TM. Oh, so that reminds me. We need to get hand out a code soon. And by soon, I mean next battle. Okay, let's go hand out a code. One moment. Also, if you haven't picked up this flash offer and want it, don't forget yet. This last night to go get it. Still got like 6 hours. It's okay. It's not excessively good value, not excessively bad value. It's a vault key and 90 gems. Given that we have a vault event, or sorry, not a vault key, I mean a VIP key and 90 gems. But given that we have a vault event next weekend, you might want to save out for that though. Next week you'll be able to go and get vault keys. And if they do it the same way as last time, it was pretty good value. 3 vault keys and 50 gems for only $2 next weekend possibly. They did that last time. However, they might not do it again like that. It was the first time they ever did it, so it might have just been a one-off thing, or maybe they'll keep doing it. We'll have to kind of see and find out, and we'll know soon. But anyways, I said I hand out code. Let me go hand out code, and then finish out the last of this level for sure. Let me just find it all. Let's see. Where to go? I think I already gave out this one, but I still want to go double check just in case. So go through that in there, And the answer is yes, it's already used. I knew. I just wanted to double check. You never know. Don't want to miss any. That doesn't remind me. I need to go ask Salty for more codes, because it takes her forever to get codes sometimes. Then I need to remind her like a billion times on Monday to go and get us more codes. Let's see. We'll take that for now. Boom. Okay. So it does indeed work. Let me just click refresh over there. Put that right over there. Paste that in. Copy. And here you guys go. Here is the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Pretty sure most of you know it by now. Invite code is over in your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here in bottom left corner is what you put in for invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. The random numbers and letters, the OG and the rest of those. And gives the same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. There you guys go. Oh, sorry, Chad. What was your question? What was your question, Chad? My bad. Let's see. How is it in PvP? One can win many battles, but never get the rewards. And then the AI says you have 1-0 battles. How is it that in PvP you can win many battles, but never get the rewards? And the AI says you have 1-0 battles. I'm not quite sure exactly what you're referring to by that. I'm not 100% sure. But if you could rephrase that question possibly. Because I'm not quite sure what you're asking. So we should be about halfway there. And we are. Just need that last 33 XP. Get that shiny level for knights. Then I need a whole 17 more. What's using for money spam? You mean gold? One of the best things to farm up with gold is running various Cedric teams with Skeleton Key. A couple variants run like Egg Thief to double, or double Cedric to Egg Thief to Skeleton Key. One of the more traditional variants is Cedric, Egg Thief, Skeleton Key, and then Greed in that order. And ended up farming gold at a pretty good rate. So hello, Scout Tank. Welcome. Okay, we can try for Sky there. We're not going to go for it, though. Let's get our little bit of mana, kill it out. Good to go. Good to go. Oh, what do we need here? Go for that for now. Get ourselves our explosions into our split. Even if we're just taking extra turns, we still have explosion off of... Oh, wait, no, we don't. Never mind. Now it's just hero class. I was going to say we still have explosion off of extra turn. But never mind. Knight does not have that aspect. But we can still leprechaun the rowing in a course. Huh. What do we need here? Take that for now. Grab our splitty splits. Yeah, PvP gives pretty good gold. If you're using a gold farming team while doing PvP, it can be pretty decent. Even 1 trophy farming off of gold can be worth it. If doing like a gold-oriented team into that can quick kill, while gaining max capacity to be pretty quick. Or there's a lot of ways to do so, particularly with greed, depending on how you build the team around it. Easy is the quickest to get the max cash stack of anything, as far as gold. And that's mostly because you can power directly into it. And while one cast might not always be enough to max out, it's generally a pretty substantial amount compared to other casts at a really quick rate. Can he give you a good team with the new mythic? I don't know. My favorite so far with it has been Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Mistralus, and then one other option. That one other option being another damage source, ideally, depending on what you have. That's been my favorite team for it so far. Hello, John! Welcome. I just realized I just read your comments in reverse order. I'll grab that for now. Get the other one. Get our splits. Oh, no, I didn't read them in reverse order. You posted them in reverse order. Never mind. Well, rarity is the third troop in this team. This third troop is ultra rare. It should be pretty easy to obtain. This whole team is actually should be pretty cheap for the most part. Actually, oddly enough, this ultra rare is probably the hardest thing to get in this team. Oddly enough, the first slot doesn't matter what it is in there as long as it doesn't block Rowan. Rowan you get for free from Forest of Thorns Kingdom. Leprechaun is completely RNG off of Glory and Gem Keys, and Mirage Queen is slightly RNG as well by keys in a way. It's used by opening portals in Sunken Fleets, and you can end up getting it that way. And the legends that are obtained through that means tend to be quite a bit easier to obtain. So given that the other ways have basically key-specific ways to go and get them, it's actually technically hardest to almost get a Leprechaun on this team. However, it is technically considered a low rarity troop, as it is only ultra rare. A lower rarity than all of them. However, you can only get it by luck-based methods pretty much, compared to the other ones that have slightly other ways of doing so. Here, we'll go for the Leprechaun for now. Get that rolling, get that right into our Ruin. And he's dead. They were talking about the rarity of the troop of the new mythic team you gave me. Oh, sorry, my bad. Wait, the one I just mentioned? The third troop was Mistralus herself. Wait, which team were you referring to? This one? The, not that one. This one? Apothecary, or Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, Mistralus, Obsidius? The third troop is Mistralus, which is the mythic itself. Unless you're referring to a different slot. Hello, Dortero! Welcome. Yeah, that's what that team is. Well, so did I just run out on level 3 Explore fail? If you don't have Obsidius, you can place it with a different brown damage source. I mostly have Obsidius there for the stun utility and a little bit of damage. However, any damage source would work there, as long as it uses brown. You can even use another mana accumulator. However, I would advise going double up on the mana, on the damage, if you could. Let's see, we got a Rowan down. Would 2 work? Yes, if you have 2, 2 would work. You actually have 2 of them? Nice. Yeah, I did mention that a little bit earlier on the very first stream on Friday. That 2 of her actually probably would be viable to some capacity. Obviously, her final trait and most of her traits in general don't really gain too much of a benefit from doubling up. However, her ability does gain a pretty decent benefit from doubling up if you have the mana accumulation to feed it. Wouldn't that be funny if Supplement's code from the other day still was active? Because no one could find it. A very well hidden egg. Oh, my bad. I misread that. I didn't see the Q. You were talking about the Wild Queen. The way that you typed it, it looked like the word 2. Because it was in all caps. But, yes, the Wild Queen would work there. That's correct. Wild Queen into this new mythic is actually really good. Mostly because the shuffle mechanic synergizes very well with skull spam. But yes, the Wild Queen that would work with it, yes. That's funny. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Where I confuse the Wild Queen's initials as the word two. It definitely looks like it from a distance. Oh, what question were you referring to, Supplement? Bill's question I didn't understand. Whatever it was earlier. Let's see, we'll go for that. I think it was Bill's. There's one question that was asked I didn't understand. I don't think they re-mentioned it. Would it help to pin codes and comments? That would help it be dead even quicker. Though it could do that. However, by the time I go and click pin right now, it's probably already dead. But we can test it tomorrow night. But it's going to make the code die even quicker than it normally would. We'll test it tomorrow. Not going to do it now because by the time I even click pin, it's already going to be dead pretty much. False advertisement. But we'll try it tomorrow. I could try pinning it and see what happens. All it's going to do is expedite the rate at which it dies, though. What state do I live in? South Carolina. What mythic should input first? The Wild Queen or the new one? Depends what you're up against. I'd probably say the new one. Mostly because Wild Queen can green feed herself once you actually finally get it rolling. Everything rolling on the team. If anyone else has any other questions, do let me know. And we'll get around to them. Otherwise, we'll likely be wrapping up as soon as we, around the time we get the level. Which I believe is in about 15 more XP or so. Somewhere around there. Getting pretty close. Yep, even closer than that. Actually, 5 XP. Until we get that level. Gosh, it just flies by. Second level 20 bounty battle happened exactly same as first. Your damage dealer dies in a few turns. The AI summons extra troops. Oh yeah, the summon is really annoying this time around. This was one of the more annoying bounties because of the summon. Luckily, final battle I don't believe has it. Does it? I don't think the final battle had summon. It had one thing that could summon actually. Oh wait, actually never mind. It did have multiple. You would have to target them out in that order though. The best way to do it would be to target out the HP gainer that has the summon. That copies your first slot, then get rid of its last slot, and then go from there. But yeah, it does actually technically have 2 summoners. But yeah, a lot of annoying summon with it, but you just have to go in order to kill them in an order where they don't get to use their summon. Yeah, I almost forgot there was even 2 summons just because the one I would kill first would get rid of one of the summons, and then the other one was inconsistent enough that it normally wouldn't happen. The first summon is the one that you actually want to kill, the one that does the HP buff and everything. You want to go keep throwing Tagraki at it immediately until it's dead. That's your first priority in Bounty Hunter this week. And then after that, you want to go and kill out the last slot. The last slot will only get a summon when it ends up getting a kill. And while it got 0 summons for me this time around, it can still get a summon off of 25% on kill. So you do have to be a little bit careful around it. Any other questions, anyone? Let me know. And of course, tomorrow night for Gems of War, we'll be going over all the spoilers for the next week. And we don't forget, this Easter weekend, when you're staying in quarantine, you can go and do the Vault event weekend for Easter, because that will be coming out. And there's our level. Nice. But Vault Event weekend is next weekend. Not this weekend, but next week's weekend. Starting from Friday and going all the way until Monday reset of next week. So I'll be able to get a lot of loot that time. Around that time. Da da da. Da da da. I'm just reading through chat. Just double checking if there's any questions. But yeah, anything else, anyone? Let me know. Oh, sorry. What was your question, Chad? You said twice what was your question, or your thing. This is what I meant. You played at least 15 battles in PvP. Won all, got no rewards. Then the AI said 0 out of 0 battles. Wait, you got no reward for your PvP? You should be getting them. You should definitely report that if you're getting, like, literally 0 loot from your battles. But yeah, if you're getting literally no loot from your PvP battles, you definitely should be reporting that then. If that's actually happening to you. That is very strange if you're getting absolutely nothing. Ha! Thank you, Grant. Yeah, I'm still not sure exactly what your problem is there then. But if I read that correctly and you're getting no loot for 15 battles in a row, you definitely should be contacting support on that. Because that's definitely not normal, to say the least. But anyways, any other questions, anyone? Anyone? Otherwise, we'll be... also, if you want to contact support, by the way, you can do so at gemsofwar.com. Go under the support section. And then in the top right, there should be a button to submit a request. And you can do it there. They also like it being reported on the forum normally. So they can kind of gauge how many times they're getting that error. Oh, and before we go, our tribute is ready. 12 gems. Nice. No problem, Grant. Oh, yeah, we'll be keeping up the streams. We've been streaming pretty much every day for a very, very long time. Only exceptions really are when vacations or if I had to go away for something or storms or other various things that are either beyond control or just kind of planned in advance that kind of make it so we can't. But generally speaking, we stream pretty much every single day. Generally at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every single night for Gems of War. And I've been trying to throw some other games in there lately, just to kind of diversify a little bit more. And obviously we've been doing Animal Crossing an absurd amount lately. It might be some kind of glitch with it, Chad. I've never heard anyone make mention of that, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, personally. But you might want to mention it on the forum, too, to see if it might be a reoccurring problem with multiple people. But I haven't heard anyone make mention of that in recent time. So I'm not sure exactly. Wait, was I doing casual instead of ranked? I might have been. No, I was doing ranked earlier. I was definitely doing some ranked. Oh, you mean for the thing? Oh, yeah, he might have been doing casual for it then. I'm not sure exactly what he means by the fact that he wasn't getting any reward. But it could be that you're doing casual. You'd still get reward for that, though. You just wouldn't be getting ranking towards your thing. So I'm not sure. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I'll be heading out for now. As I mentioned, we'll be back tomorrow night, hour prior to now tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we are every single night. And aside from that, we'll be starting Animal Crossing around either 10 or noon, somewhere around there. Not sure exactly when, but we'll get up, go from there, and go on the grind. And we'll probably be actually doing some visuals then, because we kind of got to the point where we got a good amount of resources, so we can actually start building up our town, which would be pretty cool. Here's something that happened. So after a new mythic came out, you used all your seals and keys, then used about 5k glory keys, got the new mythic, but never showed up in your troops. That you definitely want to report. I actually personally always used to, I don't anymore because generally I record most of my videos and stuff, but I did it on the Switch as well whenever I was playing off stream. But I would actually screenshot every single legend, or actually every single mythic I got, and when legends were actually important, every single legend as well. But I actually screenshot every single mythic I ever get. So in case there is ever any kind of glitch that ends up happening in the system, I can show them, hey, here's a screenshot of my game. I was taken at this time with this timestamp off of Steam. Could I get it? It's not showing up in my thing. I've never actually had that happen to me, but I have heard reports of it throughout the entire history of the game. And while I've personally never lost out on a mythic because of that, I do always advise screenshotting whenever you get a mythic, just in case, just so you have actual like physical evidence that you did indeed get a mythic. But yeah, you could try contacting support if you did end up getting one and you just don't have it. But yeah, same place as I mentioned earlier. gemsofwar.com, reach support section underneath submit a request. And you can end up doing it there. Also, Supplement, I believe, posted a link to it as well. Just make sure to fill out that form and go from there. Also, hello, Gustavo. Goodbye, Gustavo. And thank you, Scott. Yeah, hope everyone stays safe from the virus. Make sure to wash your hands thoroughly. Practice safe social distancing. And just stay hygienic in general. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.